Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Cave of Collectibles. Today I want to do my room/collection tour and start by showing you my statues today. I hope you enjoy the video. So let's begin with the cabinet. Over here we've got Wonder Woman in training armor, which I think is a beautiful piece. The likeness of Gal Gadot I think is really captured very well in this piece. So that one's by DC Collectibles. Over here we've got Wonder Woman again. But this is the one that came with the Steelbook from Amazon, and it's not a polyresin statue. It's made out of a more sort of a plasticky thing, but I think for what it is, it's quite a decent piece, and I do love having both forms of Wonder Woman there next to each other from the movie. Just coming down here, we've got Harley Quinn from the Gotham City Garage by DC Collectibles. I think the details on this piece are absolutely fantastic. You can see the tattoos, the details and the tattoos on her chest are just spot on. The paint quality and the sculpt of this piece is great. I didn't get the version with the sidecar because I managed to find this version quite cheap, so obviously I went for this one. Down here we've got Firestorm from DC Collectibles yet again. I think this is another beautiful piece. I think Firestorm is generally a very underrated and underused character at the moment. Here I've got Superman, which is yet again DC Collectibles. I had to do some repairs on this one. When this one actually arrived, his cape at the back was broken off. I'm not sure you can just see it along there anymore, but I managed to glue it back on, and now you can't really tell, which is great. Coming further down, we've got Starfire. And we've got a couple of Harley Quinns there as well. We've just got the bust. And then we've got the Harley Quinn based on the Artgerm art from the Black, White and Red range. This statue I was quite disappointed with when I got it. Her face looks really, really off. And one of her ponytails is actually loose. As you can see, it just fell out. Which one I will get around to fixing it one day. If the statues are easy enough for me to fix, generally I'm quite happy doing that. Down here we've got Iron Man. This is a Diamond Select statue. I got it just after seeing Infinity War. I tend to stay away from these smaller plasticky statues because I just don't like the quality. But after seeing Iron Man and his sacrifice in Infinity War, I just felt I needed something to almost honor him. I'll just move him out of the way. And I've got a few exclusive heads from some of my sideshow statues down here. I've got the Batman there, and I've got Cheetah there as well, but I'll give you a bit more information on them when we get up to the sideshow statue area. Up here we have my DC CoverGirl range. This is the Red Lantern Bleeze. I think it's an absolutely fantastic piece. I fell in love with it from the moment I saw it. I think in that pose she just emanates power. Over here we have the CoverGirl Hawkgirl. The next one along is Power Girl, which I think is just in such a simple pose. But like Bleeze, it's such a powerful and commanding pose. Over here we have Black Canary, which I do like this piece, but it's not one of the favourite pieces in my collection, but I think it is still a very nice piece. Over here we have Catwoman. This is my last CoverGirl statue. I think she's in another simple yet elegant pose. I do like her, but after seeing the new Sideshow Catwoman, I just fell in love with that piece. Here we've got Yennefer from The Witcher. This is just the Dark Horse collectible. And here we've got Geralt, which came with the collector's edition of the game. I didn't actually get this when it first came out, and I really, really regret that. But when we moved down to Adelaide, I found somebody selling this really cheap, and I was really, really happy to be able to get that. The Witcher is one of my favourite games, and I love all the characters in there, the lore, and everything about it. Let's continue down here. At the front, I've got Trunks from Dragon Ball Super. and Super Saiyan Goku Blue, or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, Whichever one you prefer. I think blue's much easier to say. At the back we've got Ruby Rose from the RWBY anime, which is published by Rooster Teeth. I'll try and get a good shot for you. Up here we're coming up to my favourite area of the statue collection. We've got Batman from The Dark Knight. This is the exclusive version. I've got the exclusive head on. His eyes actually light up, and during the day the effect's not great, but at night it has a really, really nice effect. Coming over here, we've got the Sideshow Black Canary statue, which I think is a fantastic piece. I think all the Sideshow pieces are fantastic because you can see you've got the mixed media. That's an actual net up there. The jacket's actually real as well. And the detail when you zoom in on the face and the eyes is absolutely fantastic. Coming out over here, I've got the Cheetah Sideshow statue. This is one of the favourite pieces in my collection. As you can see, it's such a powerful pose. Now, a funny story about this. When I ordered this piece, I actually ordered the regular edition, but I got sent the exclusive head as well. So it's numbered as a regular edition, but I do have the exclusive head with a bit of a muck up in the boxing stage. So I'm quite happy about that. It's a nice little bonus. Over here from Sideshow as well, we've got Rey from the new Star Wars trilogy and BB-8. You just can't have Rey without BB-8. They make a great companion piece for each other. And down here, BB-8's actually got, I'll show you, if you touch it in the, the buttons are sensors, so if you get them in the right area, BB-8 actually lights up. So he's a pretty cool piece there as well. Continuing over here, we have Poison Ivy, based on the art by Artgerm again, from Sideshow. Now this is only a 1/5 scale, so it's a bit smaller, but I think this Poison Ivy is in such an elegant stance and such an elegant pose that I just had to add it to my collection. And when you zoom up and when you look at all the details in her face and her hair, and look at how fine the fingers are, you can begin to understand why I like the piece so much. Continuing down here, I've got a few other pieces. I've got Ahsoka. I don't normally buy these little Star Wars black figures, but seeing as she's one of my favourite characters from the Star Wars mythology, I had to get her. Down here, I've got the Rey bust by Gentle Giant. And over this side, I've got another BB-8. This is the Sphero app-enabled version of the droid, so I can connect him up to my phone and then drive him around. It's a pretty little cool thing to play with. Over here, we have the final area of my statue collection, which is mainly my Bombshell statues. I've got Katana here, which is what started it all. She was my first statue I picked up. Over here, we have the Bombshell Stargirl. I think these Bombshells are just a great re-imaging of some classic superheroes. Here we've got Mira. And I think they just really pop out on the shelves, especially when you stand back and look at them from the other side of the room. Now, Mira did actually arrive damaged, which is why she's got a little bit of a scratch there, and there's 1 or 2 scratches on her legs, which you can't see. Over here, we've got Wonder Woman, the Special Deluxe Edition. So she's standing on a tank rather than on one of the little silver bases like the other ones. Over here, we have Starfire. Starfire was my Christmas present last year. I think she's one of my favourite Bombshell statues. I just love the pose. I love the hair, how you've got the opaque resin down there, and the same with the water. It just adds a whole new level to the statue. And over here is Killer Frost as well. I got Killer Frost for an absolute bargain. I think it was only about $30 or $40 I paid for her, so she was way too good to pass up at that price, even if it isn't my favourite pose from one of the Bombshell statues. And over here I just have a random new CoverGirl statue. So this is Mira, the most recent release. I think it's a fantastic one. You've got the opaque resin. I had this statue replaced once or twice because it arrived damaged. And as you can see up the top there, it's slightly chipping the paint up there, but I couldn't be bothered replacing it for a third or fourth time, so I'm just putting up with it. You can't really tell from a distance. And over here I have the one Lego kit which I have displayed in the room. It's the Avengers Helicarrier from the UCS range. It is a massive piece. It took me a couple of hours to put together, but wow, it's worth it. There is so much detail and it adds so much character to the room. I hope you all enjoyed having a quick tour of all the statues in my collection. If there's any that you want to have a closer look at, or if you want to have a detailed review of, let me know and I'll make a video and upload it. As you can probably see, I'm mainly a DC fan and a Star Wars fan. That's the majority of what my statues are. But otherwise, I encourage you all, if you enjoyed it, to like and subscribe and continue on this journey with me and geekdom. Thank you.